Start with English, standard inches, create 2D sketch, select the XY plane, click on front to bring it around, draw a rectangle, lined up like that. Now call this edge 4 inches. Make this edge 2 inches. Now use coincident constraint to line it up like that. Now I'm going to cut the profile of the piston in this edge. So I'll use the rectangle tool. Point 2. Go with 0.125 on that. So hit escape, come in from right to left, and select those 3 lines. Select copy, base point. We'll make that corner the base point right there, and make 2 more of those. Dimension tool. Point 3. Point 2. Point 2 again. Escape. Adjust that to 0.25. Now use the trim tool. If that comes up, hit escape and delete 1 or more of those dimensions and try to trim it again. Okay. Now hit escape again. Now use the line tool. .15 is fine. So just use escape. Let's see. Now use 3-point arc. I'm going to just eyeball this one. Right there. Trim tool again. Trim both of those line segments. Now line tool again. Dimension. Let's leave ourselves about 0.375 there. Should be fine there. Now trim tool again. Okay, cancel that. Escape. Just select this whole line on the bottom. Delete the whole line. And then get the line tool and put that portion of the line back. And hit the escape key again. Chamfer tool. Use a very small chamfer like 0.01 and just clean up that edge. Now the fillet command, 0.02 let's say, just to clean up that edge. That looks fine. Okay, now finish sketch. Now use the revolve command up here. And I want to spin or revolve this profile all the way around using that as the axis right there. That looks good. Click OK. Okay, the next thing I need to do is make the pinhole right about here. And in order to draw a circle, I need what's called a work plane. Come over here and click on XY plane. And then select the one that says tangent to surface and parallel to plane. And then click on that surface. And it gives me a work plane tangent to this surface. So I can draw a circle and drill a hole in essence. Now create 2D sketch. Select that plane. Use a center point circle. Place the circle right about there. Dimension 1 inch exactly. Three-point arc. Right about there looks good. Set that distance at 3. Make that 1.5. Now draw a line across the bottom. One last thing, draw a rectangle like that. .25 on that. Two inches ought to do that. Center it. Now my circle drifted off center a little bit, so use this constraint right here to line up the circle. Center the rectangle going the other way. 1.25 divided by 2. Now the rectangle is centered. Now finish sketch. Extrude. Select that half circle and that half circle. Click on the cut button. Rotate this around so we can see what's going on. And move this to all. and it should machine those all the way through the other side like it is doing right now. So that's fine. And now I want to do some machining where that rectangle was using the same sketch. So come over here to the model tree, click on Sketch 2, and then right click and then select Share Sketch right here. It's very important because it will allow me to now extrude this rectangle right here. And again, select Cut. This time 1/4 of an inch, and it will shave part of that material away like this. Now right click on this and uncheck visibility. Same thing with this work plane, uncheck visibility. Now let's change the material. I'll start with everything polished, and I'll change some of that later. Now I want to repeat this feature on the other side, on this hole over here. So come over here and click on Extrusion 2, and then the mirror command up here, and the XY plane, and I'm going to hopefully mirror this right across the XY plane onto the other side. Okay, that looks good. Now let's use the fillet command. 0.125 is probably good. Select that line. And that line. Now do the same thing on the other side. Tilt it up a little bit so you can see what you're doing. Click the green check. Somehow we got off our polished mode here. I want to change the appearance of certain portions of this piston. So by holding down the Control key and using my left mouse button, I'm going to select a few of the surfaces. Get that one. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm holding down my Control button right now. Can't quite reach that. There. Get these bottom edges and the whole inside like that. I think I'll get these two edges here too. And now make all of those, let's say, flat. You could also make them cast aluminum if you wanted. That changes the appearance a little bit. I'm also going to do the inside of these grooves here. Use my Control key. Change all three of those surfaces to aluminum flat. Just makes them stand out a little bit better. Now let's clean up some of the bottom edges using a chamfer, just very, very small, maybe 0.02. Just clean them up like that. Hit the green check. Could use 0.02 or 0.03 on that. Okay, now roll it like that. Select revolution 1. Select that circle and create sketch. Now select text. Click anywhere on that circle. Use a little bit smaller text, maybe even 0.08. Use bold. Center the text. So that's what the text is. So 0.08, I don't think my bold took hold there. Make it bold, centered, and 0.08. Click OK. Sure doesn't look centered to me. I don't know. Finish sketch. Extrude. Select the text only. Make sure we're cutting. 0.1 is probably a good distance to etch it in there. Click OK. Okay, now we should have saved this a long time ago, but let's do it now. Okay, this time new drawing. Base. Scale looks okay at 1:1. So I'm going to click OK. Now right click, create. Readjust a little bit. Now right click on that, edit view, and select the shaded button. Make it just a little bit larger. That might be too large. Go back to edit view. 1.25 might work better. Annotate, dimension. Be careful with all these little chamfers that you actually do get the top and actually the bottom. Should say 4 inches. Go back to place view and select where it says detail. And click again. This is a nice feature when you have to dimension some very small features. Okay, I took a few minutes and threw some dimensions on here. Be careful again where you have small bevels or chamfers. Actually, you can see I made a mistake here. I didn't really get the top of the piston. And you have another one of those over here. That time I hit the top correctly, so just something to watch out for. Okay, I've got this detail. I want to try making one more of those. It's back here on place view. It's called detail. And you click once and then you come out like that and click again. And then drag it out and set it down. And then you can adjust it. Okay, now I want to fill out the title block. Come up here and go to iProperties and take the time to fill this out, because this will save a lot of time where you will have multiple drawings, especially. Project. Check these boxes or change them. Now under Drawing Resources, click on Edit. Make that larger. Finish sketch.